I come from a background where we all, I guess, test boundaries from time to time, and I think that really shaped where I am today. Without that, that upbringing or that life experiences, I wouldn't be able to do what I do today. I think I'm able to relate to children and youth quite well, and show them that there is light at the end of the tunnel, that you really can press ahead and make a difference in other people's lives and your own. I've been going through the process of my Aboriginal heritage. So I've been really looking into that, and I'm part of the men's group here in Orange, the Coonabaloo men's group. I'm the vice president of the group, and really focusing on the health and well-being of Aboriginal people and the wider community. It's inclusive of Aboriginal and non-Indigenous men that reside in the Canoppus area, in the Orange area, and it's really a passion of mine to try and close that gap, I guess, in regards to health and life expectancy.
What sort of work have you been doing?
I've been working in the community service sector for the past 9 years, which is approximately a third of my life, and I've worked in all different areas within the community sector. Working with foster children in care, also working with families in need. It's really been a passion of mine, and that, I guess, started back when I was in my early 20s, and I did some study and spent some time in America working at a summer camp with Asperger's children, and it really just forged where I want to be now. It shaped that really well for me.
What's made you decide to stand for council?
It's something I've always been interested in. Since I was a young fellow, I've always been interested in doing something worthwhile with my life, and I contribute a lot to the community within my working role and outside of that in my volunteer roles that I have within the community, and I really want to provide that voice for people such as myself and the wider community, to create links between ourselves and the Orange City Council, to make sure that we're making informed choices, to make sure that everything's transparent and we're really trying to look after the community at hand, and no one's hidden agendas as such.
But you'd be probably the first direct representation on council the Indigenous community would have, isn't it?
Yes,
as a councillor.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, yes, yeah, and the Aboriginal community is something that I'm really passionate about, and that's something that I'll be really pushing forward with, as well as the wider community. There's a lot of issues here in Orange, and some of those relate to the health and well-being of our whole wider community, children, families and the aged. My background is my mum is an aged care nurse, and I have lots of family values that have been instilled within me to take care of the elderly as well as our youth coming up.
What do you see as the big issues that are going to come up in the council campaign?
From what I've noticed, the big issues are the Macquarie pipeline. That's something that I need to know a lot more information about, and I need to see what's been tabled, what our options are. It's a really great opportunity that we have, considering that there is money being thrown in from state and federal government, which would be really, I guess, it'd be really detrimental to Orange, I guess, if we passed on that opportunity. However, we need to look at all the different options here. We need to look at the environmental impacts, the economic impacts, the on-cost. But the main thing that we need to remind ourselves of is that we need to secure the future water for our children. Otherwise, we're not going to have any. Whether or not the Macquarie pipeline is the right option, I'm not sure. But that's something that I think we need to sort out really quickly.
What will be the main issues that you'll raise personally?
I want to look into what's to offer for families, for children and families. There are a lot of free activities within the Orange area that no one's aware of, and I want to try and make that a bit more public and try and promote that a bit more. The bike plan, which promotes health and well-being, that's something that I've really been driving and supporting with council. That it actually includes a youth activity wheel-based area, which provides another avenue for young people and families to access. I think the promotion of health and securing our future, water's a huge one, and I think also our roads. There needs to be something done about the roads in Orange. I think my first action would be to try and get some research around why the roads, when they're being repaired, why they're failing after a period of time, and table some ideas about maybe we change the road base or something similar. But we need to look at those options and find out what's happening, why they're not working, and fix the problem.
What sort of qualities do you have that are going to be of tremendous interest to the community?
I think my connection with community, my volunteer and in my employment, and I'm a very open and honest person, and I can really be dependable on for the transparency. I think coming from a younger age, I don't have any hidden agendas, I don't have any business links in Orange.
At your age, what do you consider should be the qualities of the people generally standing in this election campaign?
They need to be honest and hold integrity. I think that's a really big thing. There are values within my employment and with my personal life. Being very, very honest and open about decisions being made about the local Orange community. And I think not having any hidden business agendas, I think, is a really main thing for that. And you know, we really need to be accountable for the decisions we made. I'm all about making choices, informed choices, making sure that we get some factual information about what's happening and passing that on to the people. I think it's extremely important to pass that on to the Orange community.
Do you think the Mulder Park scheme is something that you can support? Bringing the, let's say, providing a multi-functional facility there for the youth of Orange?
Absolutely. It's something that I would have loved to have as a young teenager growing up, or even, you know, when I plan on having children and having them access services such as that. At the moment, the skate park's brilliant. There's lots of kids that attend. There's minimal issues to contend with, and they're lacking in amenities. There needs to be some toilet blocks there accessible so parents can supervise their children and make sure they're safe. There needs to be some coverage from the elements. You know, when it rains or when the sun's shining out, there's no coverage whatsoever. So anything that we can do to increase the health and well-being and promote that, especially with obesity rates in the world at the moment, anything to do with health and well-being, I'm right behind that.